Although for my problem, it's like a comment in our subscribe to a channel. No, done a some news. I just say, Dr. Bawumia, I invite him to Harvard University to say, Ombra, no make us economy. I don't know for Africa as a continent. Na what my deliver as one of the best economists you have in Ghana. Na speech or make it honor a speech. I'm a bro from any or make some nice comment and nice speech about Africa's economy. And I know, and I'll so I'm one comment, one more review about this the overall performance of our former vice president. I could see in some I want to do that after say Bawumia making a speech no really.
Ladies and gentlemen, Africa missed the first industrial revolution, which saw the transition from manual small-scale production to mechanized production in agriculture and goods like textiles. Most the second industrial revolution, with the widespread use of electricity, powered mass production and assembly lines. The third industrial revolution, which was set off by the introduction of computers, and also did not see Africa jump on and develop like others. We are now in the fourth industrial revolution, where the technologies have come together in a global network to create the internet, which is the greatest machine ever created by mankind, I would say, and using that to also energize tools and equipment to make them smart, to create the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence, which have opened up amazing possibilities with no end in sight. For us, as a continent, from our past experiences and those of others, developed and developing, is the awareness of the importance boldly, decisively, yet cooperatively. Policymakers in Africa must act with a mindset of possibilities. We should embrace technology and not be intimidated by it. We must believe that we can leapfrog the advanced nations in many areas if we put our minds to it. Today, I will focus on how Ghana has strategically leveraged digitalization as a tool to unlock economic opportunities key to combating unemployment and creating growth. For over 60 years after independence, Ghana had largely an informal system without many of the basic elements necessary for a modern economic system. Today, however, we are building a formal systems and data-based economy based to compete in the fourth industrial revolution. Our challenge is to use digitalization to solve current problems while laying the foundation for the future of jobs, leapfrogging from the second to the fourth industrial revolution. There is mounting empirical evidence that highlights the transformative potential of digital innovation to create jobs, boost productivity, increase income levels, and foster wealth creation. Over the last 8 years, Ghana has embarked on an aggressive policy of digitalization to jumpstart economic transformation of our country. However, I must state that we chose the path of digitalization not for its own sake. Our focus is on digital technology that can solve our problems. At this stage of our development, we are not looking to have driverless cars or humanoids, for example. We want technology that can solve our problems in agriculture, health, education, access to credit, the payment system efficiency, public service delivery, revenue mobilization, and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, before the start of this journey, digitalization was not part of our mainstream development equation. It was largely seen as a peripheral concern. not central to the country's national development agenda. My focus on digitalization as Vice President was the subject sometimes of ridicule by political opponents, but I stuck to my vision and set out to use digitalization to solve some of the everyday problems faced by Ghanaians, and in so doing, build an engine for economic growth and job creation. The most important challenge for our economy as far as digitalization was concerned was that in Ghana, most people couldn't be uniquely identified. Practically, it was possible to be born, live your entire life, die and be buried in Ghana without there being any official record that you ever existed. Everyday interactions with public services, whether it's by applying for a driver's license, passport, or any government permit, became difficult. Corruption was also widespread, and taking bribes became almost normal in the delivery of many public services. Other challenges we faced included that the absence of a functional national property address system. A modern economy simply cannot function without a reliable address system. A large formal economy also existed, the reliance on cash payments. The informal sector dominates much of our economy, and cash transactions were the norm, which makes tracking and managing economic activity difficult. We also had a large portion of the population lacking access to formal financial services and leaving many financially excluded from the system. Our databases were mostly working in the organization's own silo, and they were not integrated with that of other public service providers, creating inefficiencies across various sectors. We also had manual record keeping, which was predominant in our health care system, and this slowed down the processes of service delivery. Also, those living in rural and remote regions were very much underserved with limited access to quality healthcare services. Most citizens did not file taxes, and there was no effective way to track or ensure widespread tax compliance. When we came into office, only 4% of the adult population had tax identification numbers. We also had no broad-based, individualized credit scoring system. And can you imagine what will happen, ladies and gentlemen, to employment in the United States if you faced some of these challenges, such as no social security number, no address system, no credit scoring, and so on? It will be a completely different economy that will emerge. So I came to the conclusion that most of the problems and challenges that we faced as a nation in Ghana that we had lived with for the last 60 years after independence could be solved through digitalization. In fact, I had expressed this view in a book that I had authored 7 years before I became Vice President. We therefore, upon coming into office, moved quickly to implement many digital initiatives to address these problems. For the sake of time, however, I will limit myself to a few of the problems we have addressed through digitalization. To address the problem of unique identity, we took the decision to move quickly with the issuance of a biometric national ID card, which we call the Ghana card, to the population. So far, over 85% of adults have been issued with the Ghana card, and the issuance has provided Ghana a database that will be the anchor for all transactions in the future, providing unique identity to all individuals. It will help government plan, track individuals from birth to death, fight crime,
improve access to credit, ease access to government services, eliminate ghost workers, and eliminate the use of fake identities, amongst others. We also designated the Ghana card number